how Google defines these terms. Competition gives you a sense of how many advertisers are bidding for a particular keyword. Global monthly searches is the approximate 12-month average of user queries for the keyword on Google search. Local monthly searches, if you specified a country or another specific place, this is the approximate 12-month average number of queries for that country or language. And then there's this extracted from web page. It says this statistic appears for a successful keyword match to a relevant landing page. So these are just helping you understand sort of what some of these terms that it's showing you are. So again, a very powerful tool to figure out, okay, here's what I do. I offer telephone service, but here are the keyword phrases that that might be useful for me to think about in terms of how I describe that service. And also, here's what the competition is for those keyword phrases. Here's how many people are looking for that phrase, and here's how many people are actually going for it in terms of their SEO efforts and their ad efforts. So going back actually for a moment to the going back here to this list of keywords, you might decide as a telecom provider that telephone service has medium competition. So that might be one where I could try to go after that phrase and see if that's one that I want to start emphasizing on my website through my AdWords, that sort of thing. And I might have a decent chance of increasing my search rankings here because the competition for it is also medium. None of these others as much. I mean, you could, for telephone number, that's one that gets a lot of global monthly searches. Competition for it is very low. So you could actually decide, you know what, as a telephone provider, I'm going to go after the phrase telephone number because even though it's not directly related, I mean, it is directly related to my service. If somebody types in telephone number into a search, they may not be looking for a new telephone provider. However, they might be attracted by what they see if you raise toward the top. So that's just an idea of how that gets used. And then there's also, previously we were in the keyword tool section. There's also this traffic estimator section that gives you an idea of, if I use this phrase for my Google AdWords, and this is the maximum cost per click that I want to spend, and this is my daily budget, how can I expect for my ads to do? How well am I going to do based on that word phrase and that budget? And it gives you an idea. It says, okay, telephone, again, we have 68 million monthly searches, 28,400,000 local monthly searches, and I think, just so you know, I think my local search here means local to the United States. You can see that up here, United States and in English. And so my estimated cost per click is $1.21. So since I have put my cost per click pretty high here at $2, then actually my estimated ad position is pretty high. It's 1.65, which means that on average I'm going to be either the first or the second ad shown, which is great. And then it gives you, now I put in a very low daily budget here because I was just playing around, but it shows you the estimated daily clicks is between 1 and 2 also, and that's because of the low daily budget. But that number would increase with a higher daily budget. So this is also useful, just giving you an idea of, how much do I have to spend to be competitive on this specific keyword if I wanted to be. So that was number 3. Number 4 is use Google Insights, specifically for local information. Google Insights, again, just Google that phrase, Google Insights, and you'll find it. But Google Insights is another tool provided by Google to help you figure out which keywords you should be using. I'm going to show you an example of that, again, using telephone as an example. First, though, just to give you an idea of what Google Insights promises to offer to you. So you can sort of see insights on data on specific categories. You can do it by season, so that you're figuring out what people are searching for in this year versus last year, that sort of thing. Geographic distribution, which is the one I think it may be most helpful for for many of our clients, and then other data as well. So let me show you what this looks like as an example. I said, okay, I want you to show me for the word telephone in the United States, in Oregon, and specifically in Portland, give me some insights as to what's going on with that particular term. And so, of course, you could do this for your own community as well. Right now, I should add to that, it is somewhat limited by urban areas. So I think when after I established that I was asking about Oregon, I think it gave me a choice of about 8 or 9 urban areas. So you may not find your exact community here, but you may at least be able to get a good idea based on your state of what people are doing. So first of all, a really interesting graph here. This is the interest in the interest in this search term over time. And if for our telecommunications clients on the call right now, this probably rings true to your experience that that more and more people are not as interested in telephone service, and so you can see that graph going down and showing that over the 7-year period here, and it also shows you on average which categories are being represented here. And then there's regional interest. So in Canby, actually, there's the most interest for the search term telephone based on this, and what this is rating is assuming for all communities in Oregon that Google is tracking, where is this search term most popular? So in Canby, it's most popular. Portland, only a third of that level of popularity, interestingly, and goes down and up in between those. So I haven't yet looked at the call to see if, yes, we do have one of our friends from Canby Telecom on the line. So well done to you, Amy, for keeping that interest in telephone going. Then we're seeing other information here about what are the top related searches that are going on in relation to this this keyword that I put in. So again, this is a way of helpfully seeing within my community which keywords are going to be important. So again, telephone number showing up highly, telephone directory. We're seeing a lot of similar similar options as we saw before, but also some new ones. Gaga telephone is a rising search. I've never put it in as a search, but evidently, more and more people are putting that in. So this gives you an idea based on your specific location which keyword phrases might be useful for you. And so that's Google Insights. And then the last step that I have here is take a look at SEOmoz.com. SEOmoz.com is a powerful website with a lot of great tools that, and it's the one that is used a lot by us as we do SEO work here. It is they have a few free tools, but mostly it's a paying site, and it is it's about $100 a month for their lowest service, so it is a bit of an investment. But I do want to show you at least one of their tools here that you can do, just to give you a little idea. This is going to give you an idea of their keyword difficulty tool. It's going to give you an idea not just within Google, because everything else that I've seen so far is the Google AdWords keyword tool and the Google Insights. Obviously, those are just going to be tracking how things are going within Google. But here in SEOmoz, you can actually analyze across various search engines, Google, Bing, Yahoo, how difficult competition is going to be for your keyword phrases on those particular search engines. And so just an interesting way of looking at things, a way of also, if you want more information beyond Google, of how you can get that. So those are the 5 steps that I have for you, suggestions that I have for you in terms of choosing your keywords. If there any questions, I'm happy to take those here. It looks like there is a question here. If one of our competitors is using certain words, or if certain words are coming up in the keyword tool, should we invest AdWords money on those keywords? And what does knowing our competitors' words do? That is a really interesting question. So what I'll say first of all is that if competition is high for a certain keyword phrase, that does not necessarily mean that you should avoid that phrase, because that may be just the phrase that everybody's typing in and that it is the most common for your industry. But just know that it's going to be harder and going to take more optimization of your website and or more of a budget spend in terms of Google AdWords to get yourself to the top for those keyword phrases. But the other thing that knowing your competitors' keywords can do, being able to see, what's high in terms of competition for various keyword phrases, in some cases that can tell you which things to avoid or where the opportunities are. What we tend to look for in search engine optimization is, if we see that a particular search term gets a whole lot of searches every month, but the competition for it is really low, we know that that's a strong opportunity. So that's a way in which knowing that what your competitors' keywords are and how the competition is can really help you out, because you can say, wow, this particular keyword phrase, which fits in nicely with what we do, a lot of people are searching on this, but not many companies are going after that keyword phrase. And so that's a place where we can get in and raise our rankings and be seen more on AdWords for a cheaper amount. So I hope that answers that question. So that is all I have for today. Next week, for our last Straight Talk of the year, I'm sorry, not next week, 2 weeks from today, we'll be talking about Facebook Insights and Facebook Privacy. These are things I've talked about before. Their Insights tool for company pages and also their privacy settings. Things I've talked about before, but they've made changes recently, enough changes that I feel like it's not going to hurt us to go back and review some of those. The Insights changes are brand new, and the privacy changes are fairly new. And there are some really great privacy tools that they've added, actually, that I want to talk about a little bit, just so everybody knows what those are. For our telco clients on the call, Dave Neustraten's Straight Talk on Telco Marketing webinar actually ended up being moved from 2 days ago to this coming Wednesday, so that will be this coming Wednesday the 7th at 11 o'clock Pacific time if you're able to join for that. Thank you all so much for your time and your attention. Have a great weekend, and remember to keep your media social and your talk straight.